Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for the weekend of December 12th, 13th, and 14th. On today's show, we'll see the annual Shell Point tradition that took place last week in the lagoon, the lighting of the beautiful floating Christmas tree. And we'll take a look back on the best stories from this week on Shell Point Today. But first, we want to remind you that the Heart Walk is tomorrow. We'll have more on this later in the show today. Also tomorrow is the Saturday DVD. This week it is going to be the $1 Million Arm, based on the true story of two young boys from India who are brought to America to be trained as major league pitchers. There will be two showings, one at 2 p.m. and the other at 7 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. It's not every retirement community that has a saltwater lagoon as a feature of its central common area. And it's not every retirement community that has a Christmas tree floating in it every December. In fact, we may be the only place that has this fun tradition. After the crew gets the tree decorated and anchored in place each season, we get to enjoy the grand tradition of seeing our oldest resident, who is able to get out and about, throw the switch to light the tree for the first time. Here's a look back at that fun evening last week. Coming up, we're going to replay some of the best stories from earlier this week on Shell Point Today. But before we do that, let's cover all of this weekend's happenings, menus, and church news.
Well, here we are, folks. It's the weekend edition of Shell Point's Happenings segment. I'm Bev Chandley here with Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're going to tell you what activities are available to you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to start with 8 o'clock men's match play doubles tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. The Stamp Ministry will be in the Stamp Room in the tunnel at 8:15. At 8:30, we have the Special Holiday Extended Friday Marketplace in the Administration Courtyard. That'll go from 8:30 to 11:30, and that is always really fun, so head down there for that special marketplace. At 9:30, we have Canasta and Samba on the Woodlands second floor. 10 o'clock, we have a lunch outing to the Fishtail Grill at 10 o'clock. The court pickups begin on the island, 10:10 for the Woodlands and 10:20 for Eagles Preserve. Sign up is required. 10 o'clock, we have men's match play doubles tennis down at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. Also, we have at 10 o'clock the Veterans Club meeting. They'll be in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. 10:15, the genealogy group will be in the Osprey Room. And also at 10:15, the Inquiring Minds will be in the Manatee Room on the island. We're going to go to the afternoon now for 12:30 Mixed Progressive Bridge. That game's at the Woodlands in the game room. And then our 1:15 Advanced Table Tennis will be in the Tarpon Room. The Quilters will be in the Osprey Room at 1:15. The Model Train Room will be open for tours from 1:30 until 3:30 today. Vespers will be in the Arbor at 1:30. 2 o'clock's the time for Bid Euchre. They'll be in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. 2:15, we have water volleyball at the Life Quest Aquatic Center. Latin size will be down in the Health Club at 2:30. Vespers will be at the Community Room of King's Crown at 2:30 as well. At 3:30 we have the last Vespers of the day, and that will be at the Springs. Pickleball will be at the pickleball courts at 4 o'clock. And then 6:45 is the time for game night at the Resident Activity Center, which is always a lot of fun, so head on down there and have a good time. That's it for Friday. Here's Caitlin with the Saturday lineup.
We start our Saturday off with the Health Connections outing at the Heart Walk. 7 a.m. begins pickup on the island, 7:10 Woodlands, and 7:20 Eagles Preserve, and it's currently full. 8 a.m. we have pickleball being played at the pickleball courts on the island. Also at 8 a.m. the round-robin doubles tennis will be played at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. Two options for 9:30, men's and women's doubles tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. 9:45 a.m. we have duplicate bridge in the Manatee Room on the island. And 10:15 the Model Yacht Sailing Club will be meeting and sailing the boats at the Garden Apartment Pond on the island. We start our afternoon off with 1 p.m. chess in the Library Lounge at the Resident Activity Center on the island. At 1:15 we have Scrabble being played in the Library Lounge also on the island. If you like table tennis, go down to the Tarpon Room on the island at 1:15. This will be available all weekend unless otherwise noted. 2 p.m. is a Saturday DVD $1 Million Arm. It will be in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. Basic line dancing will be in the Health Club on the island at 3:15. 6:30 is duplicate bridge being played in the Manatee Room on the island. And another showing of $1 Million Arm will be at 7 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room in the Woodlands. And that's it for Saturday, and Bev will take you to Sunday.
Thanks, Caitlin. Sunday we're going to start out at 9 o'clock with Christian Life Studies. That'll be in the game room of the Woodlands and at the Village Church. At 10:15 we have our morning worship service at the Village Church. That's also broadcast live on Shellpoint TV, channel 13 if you can't get to the church. At 1:30 we have the Mixed Golf League down at the golf course. 3:15 is the time for the ballroom line dancing for beginners. That'll be in the Health Club on the island. At 6:15 we have service of lessons and carols at the Village Church on the island. Well, that wraps up our weekend edition of the Happening segment, and we will see you back here next week.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter on Friday is broiled lemon butter haddock with buttered farfalle pasta and broccoli. The dinner special is the seafood buffet for $15.95, and the soup of the day is split pea. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Friday, the special is a ham and turkey sub with Swiss and fresh fruit for $7.25, and the dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Friday are lamb chops for $22.95 or stuffed shrimp for $15.95. On Saturday, the Crystal Room is closed. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Saturday, the special is a Sloppy Joe with fries for $7.25. The dinner special is eggplant parmesan with garlic bread and green beans for $8.25. The dinner special in the Palm Grill on Saturday is prime rib for $19.95. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Sunday brunch for $17.50. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Sunday, the special is a ham, egg, and cheese English muffin with fresh fruit for $7.25. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. And the Palm Grill is closed on Sundays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
It's a joy to welcome you to Village Church Connections during this wonderful season of Advent. I'm here with Pastor Andy Hawkins, and we're looking forward to Sunday and the third Sunday of Advent.
That's correct.
You have been doing something rather creative, really, because you've taken the Christmas carol, O Come, Emmanuel. Mm-hmm. You've broken down several of the verses, and you've based your messages on some of the truths in that carol.
Right.
We started out with Redeem Us, O Come Emmanuel, Redeem Us. Mm-hmm. And then the second week of Advent was O Come Emmanuel, Bring Light.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Tell us where we're going this week.
Well, that's interesting. To sort of set the stage for it, what we're doing with O Come Emmanuel is discovering the purposes for which Jesus came. And so we're calling the series Born with Purpose. And usually the poets of the Christian history and heritage are the ones that really think so deeply about this, and we wanted to get beyond sort of the facts of the Nativity and all the things that everybody knows about to understand, well, why did Jesus come? Why did the Father send the Son to be in the incarnate Son of God and come in the form of a baby and that kind of thing? So we're looking at the purpose for Jesus coming, the whys of Jesus coming, and O Come, Emmanuel addresses some of those kinds of things. And so that's why in the first one, which talked about the ransom captives Israel, spoke about our redemption in Christ. And of course, Jesus comes with a name that means God is salvation, and he came to save his people from their sins, the Advent texts tell us. And so that's sort of where we went with that. There's a lot about light with respect to the coming of Jesus in the Nativity. And so we focused on that in the second week of Advent. The third week is interesting. I'm using a text that I'm sure nobody has ever used for an Advent message before, and that is because it comes from the events leading up to the crucifixion, and it comes with the interaction between Jesus and Pontius Pilate. And you might wonder, why in the world would we ever get an Advent text out of that? Well, that's one of the places where Jesus says why he was born. Literally, he says, while we were born. He tells Pilate, I was born to bear witness to the truth. And so that's why the title of this message is to bring truth. O come, Emmanuel, bring truth. And that the verse in O come, Emmanuel speaks of gaining wisdom from the ministry of Christ. And so we're going to explore that, even though it doesn't come from the Advent section of the New Testament. Jesus himself is declaring, this is why I was born, to bear witness to the truth. And of course, the truth is under attack in this day and age. Just the very notion of truth is under attack. And so it's one of those kinds of things that we ought to remind ourselves of as one of the main purposes for Jesus coming in the way that he did. And so we're going to explore that this week.
I love it. It's a unique approach to Advent in some respects, but it'll be very meaningful. So looking forward to that. And we have enjoyed, Janice Quinlan, our international worker in residence, has been lighting our Advent candle for us every week and giving us just a little devotional as she does that, and it's been very meaningful as well.
Absolutely. A devotional that she has created herself, and I think that's been very special to us.
And we always enjoy the music of Christmas as well.
Absolutely.
And speaking of music of Christmas, Sunday night will be a special opportunity for us as well. What's happening Sunday night?
Well, Sunday night is called Lessons in Carols. And as we were talking, before the show, if you don't like Christmas carols, I don't think you like Christmas. And so this is one of those occasions in which the congregation participates in a lot of singing of the traditional Christmas carols, but then also learning the stories behind the carols and the significance and meaning as those carols are associated with various portions of Scripture. And it's one of the most meaningful services, I think, for people who really love the Christmas season, love the Nativity, love all of Advent, to think about the carols that we enjoy and to put them in a scriptural context and to understand their meaning. So I find it one of my favorite services of the year.
It just weaves all of that together so beautifully.
It does.
And it is a wonderful evening. We've got a special guest that will be with us.
That's correct.
Claire Fossey.
Yes, that's
organist.
Right. That's right.
And so she will be helping lead us in worship.
That's right. Claire is a local person from the Fort Myers area, and some people that know organists, I'm sure, have been perhaps familiar with her, but she's very fine, and we're looking forward to having her participate as Randy Woods leads the service, that kind of thing. So we're excited about that service.
So it will be a very full day, a wonderful day, and we certainly invite everyone to join us Sunday morning at 10:15 for our special third Advent message and service, and then Sunday night for Lessons and Carols at 6:15. Thank you and have a wonderful Advent season.
Now, a look back at some of the best stories from the past week. First, Kelly Goodwin was here to tell us about Saturday's Heart Walk.
With all the wonderful Christmas festivities, I know your calendar is full, but we have a Health Connections program that you do not want to miss. It takes place on Saturday morning, December 13th, and it is downtown at the Centennial Park. It is the annual Heart Walk. We will be picking up residents by bus early Saturday morning, and when you register, we will let you know 2 days in advance when we will be picking you up, because we have so many people already signed up that we're taking 2 buses, and we will be doing all the logistics, and we will call and let you know, so maybe you can get 10 more minutes of sleep. But let's talk to our guest here today. This is Kelly Goodwin. Kelly, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You are the Lee County Heart Walk Director. What an exciting job you have.
I am very fortunate to have this job. I love every minute of it.
Well, your crowning moment will be Saturday morning, December 13th, when the big event takes place. When our residents come to the event, what can they expect?
Well, we have festivities that start at 8. There will be some presentations, a torch ceremony for survivors. There is coffee giveaways from Starbucks. Costco brings breakfast. Subway brings sandwiches. All kinds of booths from our sponsors with some giveaways as well. And then the walk starts at 9, and there's an alternate 1-mile route, or if it's a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. And if they can't walk, they can still come down and enjoy the festivities with us. It's going to be a great time.
It's always such a good feeling in the air that morning, and when you see that sea of people walking all for a great cause, it is pretty emotional.
It is. It's really inspiring. We'll have torches. There's survivor caps for the survivors, the torches for the survivors. And if you're not a survivor, you can decorate the torch to say you're walking in honor of or in support of. And it's just really a great moment that we have out there every year.
Okay. And those torches, those are $10, correct? So residents need to bring cash if they want to.
That's correct. The torches are $10 each, and they can purchase them at the walk, and they can write right there at the walk if they're walking for themselves for healthy living, in memory of a family member. They can put whatever they'd like on the torch.
Okay, great. Now let's back up a little bit. American Heart Association. What is your goal for the American Heart Association?
We have a 2020 impact goal, and what that is to reduce the deaths of cardiovascular disease by 20% while increasing the overall health in all Americans by 20% by the year 2020. As you can imagine, that's a lofty goal because we have to inspire people to make significant lifestyle changes to improve their health. So not only do we fund life-saving research, but we are also raising awareness on how to live a healthier lifestyle.
That's great. And we were talking before, you even go out to the schools and so forth. You're teaching CPR and starting from a young age, trying to get the children involved.
Absolutely. So we have the Teaching Gardens, which teaches the children how to grow their own fruit and not to eat the processed canned items.
Right.
We have an advocacy department who lobbies from Congress to do CPR in schools. We just do a lot of really great things to try to instill healthy living at a young age for the children. That way, when they're our age, they don't have to make those changes. It's already a natural choice.
Right. And heart disease is the number one
killer in all Americans. And we are also Stroke Association, which is important, which is the number 3 killer in all Americans, but the number 1 cause of disability in all Americans. And the misconception about heart disease is that it's the middle-aged male, which is not true. It's more prevalent among women.
Okay, yeah. It's the number 1 for women, correct?
It's the number 1 killer in all women, and that is all cancers combined. It's more than all cancers combined.
Wow. Well, I think Shell Point will be proud to participate in this walk, and if you want to sign up, there's still time to do so. You can do so at either service desk. If you've done a walk before, a reminder to wear your Shell Point Cares t-shirt. If this will be your first walk with us, when you sign up, let us know, and we will get you your Shell Point Cares t-shirt that you can wear proudly. Shell Point has made a donation through the community thrift store for all of us to participate. So that is all taken care of. You just have to jump on the bus on the morning of December 13th. It's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll be happy to see Kelly up on stage that morning, and it'll be a wonderful time. I'm Mary Franklin. Make it a happy and healthy day.
CJ Galata came by to share about a new program to help us get thinking.
Hi, I'm CJ Galata, the Director of the Therapy Department here at Shell Point, and I am really excited to let you know that we are bringing a program to the residents of Shell Point in independent living. It is called Get Thinking. It is a wellness product focusing on memory, keeping the mind sharp. It will be 8 classes that are 45 minutes each. It includes cognitive lessons, activities, and strategies. We'll be using your strengths to sharpen your mind and working on any weaknesses. This will be starting January 5th at 10 a.m. in the Buttonwood Room. The class will be free. Kate Martin, our speech and language pathologist, will be directing the class. Each participant will receive a workbook that will have written activities and different opportunities for strategies in order to recall information. So you will have some homework, you will do some items in the class, all to help you improve your memory in order to continue living independently. If you have any questions or if you would like to sign up for the class, you can contact us at our therapy department, which is 454-2256. Again, it will be January 5th, 8 classes, every Monday at 10 a.m. at the Buttonwood Room, and it's free. So think about signing up for Get Thinking. Thank you.
We got a little behind-the-scenes look at the setup and launching of the floating Christmas tree in the Island Lagoon. We saw a preview clip from the Shell Point Singers Christmas concert that we'll get to enjoy in its entirety all day long on Christmas Day. The UPS Room volunteers stand by faithfully all year long to help residents pack and ship items via UPS without ever having to leave the island. They do extra duty during the weeks leading up to Christmas to make sure your packages get sent off. Here's how they do it.
Hi Shell Point, thank you for joining us today. We're here on the Volunteer Corner. I'm Melody Desolé and I'm here with three very special guests. And typically volunteers come to the UPS room from 10 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's a 1 hour shift that you spend down here.
Right.
And Mary, typically what would you do? It's sort of a day in the life of in the UPS room.
Well, we are here to provide a service to Shell Point residents who want to ship UPS. And so if they come in with it already packaged, we weigh it. And then we have a person on the computer that puts it in with the information they provide, and it's placed over on the table for UPS to ship out. If they come in and it's wanting to package it, then we will actually find a box that works, and we will put the item in and put all the right stuffing in so that it gets shipped safely, and tape it up, and they provide again the information, and our computer person enters that in.
So this service is open to whomever chooses
Right.
to shoot.
Even
ship
Shell Point
UPS.
employees.
Wonderful.
Sometimes people come in with odd-shaped items to ship. One time we had a luggage cart. We had to actually make a box to ship that luggage cart in.
So John, tell me what different positions there are in the UPS room, because we are recruiting for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Correct. We have openings for packers. We have a couple of openings for people to work the computer. And there are people we need for crowd control when it gets bad at like Christmas time. The regular procedure when someone comes in with a package, we have them fill out a ticket, which is given to me to put into the computer. It's really very simple. We put in the date, the name of the person that the package is going to, the address, and then here we put in the person who is sending it, the weight goes here, the amount of the package comes there, and then they just either pay cash or write a check. We don't take credit cards, and you can't have it charged to your Shell Point account.
Okay, so that's important to note. The cash or a check made out to Shell Point.
Right.
And the computer is pretty much self-explanatory, but for that position, if someone is interested, training would certainly be provided.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have a worksheet that lists the procedure, how to put each thing in, and they certainly could have a copy.
Okay, so if someone comes in with a package, we need people to help package it, help label it, help tape it,
Right.
help weigh it, and help input the information
Exactly.
into the computer.
Well, it's amazing what they bring in. Some things that they bring are extremely delicate, so we do a lot of packing for them. And they can come with just about anything, and many of them walk in here with a whole numbers of things in a shopping bag and say, I want to ship this. So we find a box that's quite large and pack it very carefully, wrap the items individually, add a lot of the peanuts and popcorn so that it'll get there safely. And then when it's all done, we have this fancy machine here that really tapes it up and makes it very strong. We triple tape just to make sure it gets there. Probably a whole lot more tape than we need, and that may even add an extra few ounces, but that's okay. Gets there safely, and that's what's important.
That's wonderful. Now, typically, using the UPS service, how long would it take within the United States to ship a package?
Depends on where it needs to go. Some places will get in about 2 days. Other places, to the further west you go, the longer it will take. Across the Mississippi River, they say it takes an extra day. I don't know why, but it takes a little longer to get across the big river. And it'll be about 5 to 6 days for California.
Wonderful.
There's another system of shipping, and that's kind of overnight or next day, but that becomes extremely expensive. And you only use that if you're in a very special hurry to get it there. Normally, anywhere from 3 to 6 days.
Now, if they wanted to send something international, where would they have to go for that?
They'd have to go to a regular UPS store. We can't handle for Canada, for instance, or even for Alaska or Hawaii. They would have to go to a UPS store for that.
Wonderful. Now, if you just do a regular package shipped out, the insurance included is up to $100, correct? Now, if they did choose to buy additional insurance, say it's something that's very important to the family, they could do that here as well?
They can. They can insure any amount they want to, but they have to pay extra for it. And somehow or another, they will have to be able to justify the value. They can't just say this is worth $30,000 if it isn't, nor would they get the $30,000 if it never got there. They'd have to be able to prove, in fact, the value of it. But you can insure for any amount you choose you think the package is worth.
Wonderful. So volunteers, tell me, do they have fun in the UPS room?
Well, I work on Tuesdays, and we do have a lot of fun. We even have a little tea and coffee, but we do have a great time. It can get quite busy, especially around the Christmas season, but generally we have a great time. We deal with most of the affairs of the world and settle many of the problems. But generally speaking, our work is to ship packages for our residents, and they seem to appreciate it very much. So a volunteer here is a great job. 1 hour a week, and you get to know a lot of other people. You feel great about being helpful to others, and it really is an enjoyable experience.
Thank you for joining us here at Shell Point in the UPS room. This UPS room is located in the tunnel on the island. The openings we have are for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. If you do have an interest in joining this wonderful team, please contact me, Melody, at 454-2290.
Steve Manier and Ron Bach talked about Ron's experience with the benefits of day respite.
Hello everyone, I'm Steve Manier, Vice President of Healthcare Services here at Shell Point, and we're here today to talk about a topic which I think will be very interesting and very informative and probably very personal to many of you. So we're joined today by Ron Bach, who is one of our 13-year residents here, and Ron has a great story to tell about his journey as a caregiver. So Ron, tell us your story.
Well, it's just not my journey as a caregiver. It's our journey as a caregiver and spouse. And we need to take care of each other along the way. I think my journey started over 20 years ago, and the symptoms were beginning to be apparent with my wife, Joanna. And we went to the doctor to see what he found. He said, no, it's just arthritis in her knees. That's why she's not walking properly. But I suspected it further, so we went and checked further and got 2 opinions from neurologists. And unfortunately, it was Parkinson's. And so that was the earlier stages of Parkinson's, what she had had for a number of years, and it was just beginning to show up. Shock, of course. We didn't have denial, but I know a lot of caregivers go through the denial process. And one thing we did do is we kept our social and contacts. And a lot of people tend to withdraw, and that's not good. So we moved to Shell Point very happily. We made a lot of friends. We kept the friends. We kept our friends in Naples as well, as best we could. And we participated in every function that we could. And that's what a lot of caregivers, unfortunately, do not do. You think you can do it by yourself, even though we participated, which a lot of people, unfortunately, do not do. You know, we were smart enough, and everybody else that's residents here were smart enough to come to Shell Point. And they came for a reason. But once they have this similar problem that we had, they retrenched to their apartment. And so the first thing I would like to say to any caregiver is, keep all your contacts. Be social. Go to the exercises. Go to the support groups. It's very, very important.
I saw some very interesting statistics about caregivers. It said that the vast majority of caregivers who are 75 or older caring for someone else are they themselves only in fair or poor health. Did you get to that point?
I can say that every one of them almost are in poor health. Even though we think we're strong mentally and physically, we're not strong enough to do this journey by ourselves. You need help. And we sought out all the help we could do. We went to every seminar we could. We learned all about the Parkinson's disease as much as we could. Important thing, go to every doctor's appointment with your spouse and go with a list of questions. Because if you don't do that, you don't know what's going on. That's so important. And make sure your questions are answered no matter how long it takes.
One of the things that we've started here at Shell Point is our day respite program. And of course, from a caregiver standpoint, we're hoping that caregivers will see those services as being supplemental to the care that they provide and allow them some support. I think you shared with me before that in your journey, you finally reached out for a daycare type of program.
Yes, I sought those locally because we didn't have it at Shell Point at the time, and made use of the facilities.
I saw another statistic that said that the caregivers who are 75 years or older are providing 35 hours of care for that person they're caring for. 35 hours a week. That's a full-time job.
Well,
and it's more like 24 probably, isn't it?
24 hours a day, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but they were saying 34 hours of direct involvement in care.
And it's all one-on-one.
Yes, absolutely.
And although you've lived together and probably have seen many, many anniversaries, you've never spent that much time together until you're a caregiver taking care of your loved one.
Yes, absolutely true.
And you need to get away. There needs to be a separation for both parties.
If you had to look back, knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself as you started the journey, maybe midway into the journey? Two different steps. When you first start, what would you tell yourself? And then halfway through?
Well, I think we did it right at the beginning.
Okay.
But as time progressed, your ego, I guess, takes over, and you think, hey, I can do this, and you can't do it.
Right.
I ended up in the hospital twice during this journey.
Okay.
And what good was that for Joanna when I'm in the hospital?
Sure.
The other thing is we all wait too long to make the decision to either move to assisted living if the person is qualified for that, or to move to the pavilion. Joanna moved directly into the pavilion, but I waited probably 6 to 12 months too long.
Okay.
It was becoming a terrible burden.
I know you have become a strong advocate for the caregiver, and you really reach out to people that you know are providing care and really try to talk to them about your journey, and you talk to them about our about our day respite program and the services that are available. So I really appreciate you doing that.
The new day respite program is a must. Great. They need to avail themselves of that, as well as all the other things that are available here, the exercise classes, the support groups. And we have a new support group for the caregivers, in addition to what Dr. Nancy Spencer is doing.
Right.
So, you know, we have here at Shell Point fantastic support.
Yes, we do.
But
you can't take care of others till you can take care of yourself.
But avail yourself of what's available.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and caregivers, I don't know what the current statistic is, but a good percentage of the caregivers pass away before the person they're taking care of. A good percentage. And I have several here at Shell Point that were personal friends that have left before the person they were taking care of, because they did not take care of themselves.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. I trust that some of you all out there will understand what Ron's talking about. If it touches you personally, I hope you'll reach out to some of our support services that we've talked about and really utilize the day respite programs that are available here at Shell Point, as well as all the other healthcare services. So again, Ron, thanks so much, and thank you for watching. We'll talk to you again.
Well, you're very welcome, and I will say that anybody that wants to contact me, I'm in the phone book. So it's Ron Bach, B-A-C-H.
Great. Thanks,
Ron. I'll be happy to talk to anybody.
Great.
Thanks,
Ron.
Robin Church had a few special lotions she wanted to show us at the Island Salon. They might be just the right gift for someone you love.
Hi, my name is Robin Church with the salon here at Shell Point, and I'm here to tell you about great stocking stuffers for Christmas. Our hemp's lotion are extremely popular. We are always restocking our supply. Hemp's has wonderful moisturizers. They've got some great body scrubs. They've also got a wonderful lotion that also includes a little bit of a tint for your skin. So this is great for the face or your arms or your legs. You just want to give things a little bit of color. Works wonderful. We also have some great sunless tanning products because, you know, sometimes we can get rather white, especially in the winter, yes, even in Florida. but we don't want to overdo it in the sun because we want to avoid that dermatologist, right? So sunless tanner is the way to go, and I'm sure the dermatologist would agree. So if you'd like to pick up any of these wonderful hemp products, they're great for family, friends, or even a treat for yourself. Stop in the Island Salon and we'd be happy to help you. Thank you and have a great day.
Well, that about does it for this week. We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in again next week for more news and stories from around your community. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for the weekend of December 12th, 13th, and 14th. I'm Dan Philgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.